What is going on, guys? I think we're live. We might be live, yo. Yes, you are. Zilla, what's going on, brother? Hope you're well. Man, I need to give you a call, bro. Sorry, I haven't actually got in touch with you. It's been kind of madness, but I hope you're doing well. I thought I'd come here tonight and liven the spirits because it's very hard to stay calm amidst a sea of madness. But I think we cracked it today. I did some mad research that took me a couple of days to put together about how the market conditions us versus what we should be doing. So it's going to be fun. I'm very optimistic that most of us will be making money. What's up, Hugo? Welcome to the stream, brother. This is a lastminute.com, by the way, because I didn't really plan to be on a live stream, but Eve's been kind of acting up a little bit. And I thought would come here, and talk about a little bit of ETH. Can ETH go to what we think it should go to this cycle? And Hugo, let me know whereabouts in the UK you are. I know Zilla is tuning in from sunny Florida. And whereabouts in the UK are you from? So we'll talk about that. It won't be a long stream, guys, but I have found peace amongst the chaos. And I just wanted to share some of that energy with you all. Oh, Nottingham, yeah? Are you a Forest fan? Big up to Nottinghamshire, man. Robin Hood country. It's always nice to, lovely part of the world. Peter in the building as well. What's good, my brother? Hope you're doing well. Great to see you. And still holding some Reploy. We'll look at Reploy as well, because I think I got your message the other day on Reploy, and that kind of put a sense of calmness into things, brother. So really appreciate you checking on the team. But they just need to come out, talk about it a little bit, understand we are investing, and if there is no substantial FUD, just come out and say, yo, there is no, this isn't, whatever. But it is what it is. I'm telling you now, in 3 to 6 months from now, nobody will remember that. As long as the project doesn't go to zero, everything has a fighting chance. But we want to talk about Ethereum. This is the Ethereum show, because Ethereum had a pump today, and people wanted to know. I mean, I had a message from a very good friend of mine who just told me maybe what was his message? He said maybe somebody big is buying ETH, and that person is Warren Buffett. So there was a huge candle, and I can give you actually the exact volume of this candle. Let me just check something here, because we can actually find. Let me check. Right. So there is actually more to the story, because that just looked like it was literally going absolutely insane. And it's good to see that. I'm not, I'm actually, I've done something today, which I was quite proud of. I released a deep research into the top 100. And based on that research, I did say, could we see, ETH between 7 to maybe 10 to 12K, which is more realistic, and not 20,000, as some analysts do predict. But let me tell you what caused the technical breakout Let me check. So one scenario could be many traders were shorting ETH, betting on the price to drop, and then the sudden upward price movement triggered a short squeeze. The way the game is so dirty, I think this is exactly a possibility as to why you saw that huge candle on ETH. Definitely a short squeeze. That's something we need to consider. And then, of course, to cover their positions, people, the price could, it's a weekend, right? So artificially, they were driving the prices to liquidate those shorts. And I don't know how short, like how stupid. I mean, there's hundreds of millions of dollars of shorted ETH positions here at the very lowest of ETH prices in a place where ETH hasn't been since 2022. You can't make this up. Listen, that we are considered as dumb money, but smart money ain't no better either. So the feedback loop is buy back later. That could be one aspect of it. And then, of course, the other aspect of it is there were a lot of shorts piling up, and I have no idea as to why, because like I said, the asset is at its all-time low. And then, of course, let's see any other news here. The interesting thing was, okay, so this particular candle, because sometimes we need to understand why an asset moves in order to control the old FOMO, right? That is absolutely. So let's go to the hourly. All right, let's just reset this chart. So the candle in question is this bad boy here. Okay, it's this 1 hour candle that literally just went absolutely ballistic, right? Y'all can see this candle here. Okay, so what's the details of that candle? What caused it? Is it an opportunity to the upside? So the volume was quite significant. Now the spike itself was exactly 963,000 ETH. That was trading within the 24 hours, and ultimately that 1 hour candle there has squeezed a lot of people out. So for now, go back to the fundamentals, okay? And if anyone is feeling any FOMO over the weekend or looking at the truth or the reality of why that thing just pumped, don't be too disappointed, because ultimately we are governed by this particular chart here. So you have, let me just change something here. So let's go to, let's use a high Kanashi candle so we can see that a lot better. So this is Solana BTC, but if you go to the weekly, you're starting to see why. I think this is why I reckon Solana meme coins and Solana projects will be back, provided we can hold this uptrend against BTC over the weekly. But look at Ethereum, man. So despite the fact that we've had a pump, the price or the performance of where Ethereum is right now, we're still lucky enough to see alts at these levels. Okay, so nothing here is going to change what's going on for now. Nothing's going to change this. So You have to chill out, relax, accumulate your future wealth in a manner that doesn't allow you to have any FOMO. I think that's something we can all agree on. The other thing, if I can just show you a snippet of our research. Where you at? Where you at? So what I've done is I've gone through the top 100 cryptocurrencies because I think a lot of us degens are at times kind of rudderless. We don't have a direction and we tend to kind of fall for the news of the day, and that's our crypto life. So you always hear that guy who bought $8 of Bitcoin for 10 years, or he bought Ethereum, regardless of where Ethereum was. And you're kind of sitting there thinking, what is my future in crypto? Because either it's 100x or nothing. And that's a wrong friggin' information to look at. So what you're seeing here is a top 100 asset. And the last time it actually did its all-time high. So this is a deep research that I posted today in the group. But what's quite evident is we give our opinions here, but ultimately, let me just show you. Let me tell you something. Let me show you something, okay? Okay. I can openly talk about this one. So, in order for us to make money, we can treat crypto in two different ways. We can either be those fast, high-consuming, emotional investors, or we can actually do something that the industry at large doesn't allow people to do, which is find a belief, stick to the belief, right? You stick to, let's say, for example, you've researched, let's say, a Sui, a Casper, a Tau, a Render, Avalanche, whatever it might be, but you have done your homework over a number of years, your XRP, whatever it might be. One of the things I talk about in this research that I did for the VIP group, and it's quite extensive. I mean, if you're in our group, take all the time in the world to go through it, because at the very least, something is going to be triggered that allows you to make a lot of money. Whether you play with the low caps, it doesn't matter, but we're in crypto to actually hold assets that appreciate over a number of years. Okay, so let's take as an example, let's have a look at Sui. So what I've said was the all-time high is only 85% away. Okay, that's very useful. Why? Because it shows you how far you are to price discovery. So the opposite side of this spectrum is a lot of people I know have been told to buy internet computer. Now, will it have a pump? Perhaps yes, perhaps no. It has an interesting ecosystem, but I wouldn't personally buy it. But most investors will not look at the previous or percentage away from all-time high. And institutions use this in two ways. One, they will pump an asset based on getting back to its all-time high and therefore making a ton of money. A classic example was Hedera, HBAR. At the time, there were no significant fundamentals. Yes, Hedera has the enterprise game on the lockdown, but that's what it was. So the aim of my research is if Sui is at number 15, let's say in the top 20, and it has a $6.9 million or billion dollar market cap with a price of $2.14, it's 85% away from its all-time high, right? Which actually is slightly more because it went well over that price. But the point is this: that asset I'm able to accumulate over a longer period of time. So when the market tells you, please do not buy high cap assets, that's because they just don't want you to be generational with it. It's as simple as that. So don't listen to that BS, because that means your longevity in crypto is going to be as short as a sunny day in Manchester. That means it's not very long at all. You know how many millions of people that I read about every day which got ruined by just pumped up fun. So find the layer one, or find something that you believe in. Keep buying that regardless. When the time is right, take profit. When the time is right to scale back into it, you sell it, you buy back, and you increase your bag over a number of different years. Once you find your belief, then we talk about our altcoins. So today, for example, I looked at over 50 charts, and they all tell the same story. Every single chart is bleeding against BTC, or attempting to break out versus BTC. So this is Bitensa Tau. So this is so almost every chart or every project you look at against BTC is like this. But what I'd like to see, and there has been a fantastic response to the news, or the interview between Barry Silbert and Raoul Pal. So what they're basically saying is these guys are early Bitcoin investors, and according to, of course, and you've got to take this with a pinch of salt and do your own research. But I've always said the Bitcoin of AI is Bitensa Tau. Now, you can look at the Tau ecosystem and you can play with that, but every chart looks like that, man. Every chart versus BTC. The moment you start breaking out against Bitcoin, the other thing I've also noticed is a lot of charts are dropping to their absolute lowest range, and then they're just chopping sideways. So Casper versus BTC here on the weekly has produced a green candle. Now, of course, if you look at Casper's normal daily prices on the layer ones, you also notice that the price is somewhat still at the depths of this bear market that we're having. But the moment you break out against BTC, guys, you are in sweet, sweet hands. Again, this is Sui. But if you look at this on, let me just get rid of these things. Yeah, if you just look at these, just bring this back. So again, you're looking to probably retest this level, but if you was to buy this between, say, $1.70 or up to between $1.70 and $2, I think you're going to do very well. But this kind of asset is something that I can reliably buy over the years, because I think genuinely it takes maybe 2 cycles to go absolutely nuts on a particular project, but you could still make 10x from where this price is today. Because again, all the TVL, all the things we talk about are going to be they're going to be coming on to Sui. So let's have a look at more of these other cryptocurrencies. This is, of course, AGI. Again, the Fed pivot and quantitative easing will have a lot to do with this. So don't be disheartened if your favorite cryptocurrency right now is doing this and is going to drop even more. There is a possibility of that. But the idea is, even if we chop around here, as long as you're breaking this structure, because typically what happens is if the price moves like this, it attempts both sides. It'll either confirm a breakout or you will go into new price discovery underneath. But what this will do is it will just help you psychologically to know, and many charts are like this right now. right? There's another one here. Look at this. Same thing. That's why in my video today, I was like, yo, look, if you really are DCAing into this market, you got to be really careful and you got to take your bites. You know, you got to take your bites. There's a green candle there. Can this confirm for upper price movement or will it continue? You know, we don't have to complicate these things. Bro said hyper liquid. Now, I did talk about hype as one of my kind of top 10 today. Let's have a look at hype. I mean, look at this. You know, this is crazy. I mean, the ultimate candle here was that FUD by Binance, because Binance tried to really screw up Hyperliquid, man. You sometimes wonder whether, you know, I mean, these exchanges, the quicker we can get a proper standard regulation, or maybe get good exchanges regulated in the US, the quicker we just limit exchange manipulations. Yeah, because they tried to take out Hyperliquid. And of course, you had this sell-off here, but there is a particular candle there that was absolutely unbelievable. So if you look at this price, it went under $10, basically. But it's a very strong asset. Now, what I would say is watch for the likes of Bluefin potentially taking some market share here. So that would be a very interesting one for me to watch. A project that is $12 million on the SUI network doing potentially what these guys are doing. But this is as strong as they come in terms of recovery. Okay. So we probably see that inverse head and shoulders. And the rest is, as they say, when liquidity comes back into the market, this thing is absolutely going to go nuts. It's going to go bananas, in my opinion. So $17, again, you know, I'm not one to kind of put big money onto these DEXs, but I do see the opportunity here. And that opportunity came in two phases. You had that first phase where then the price just found stability here. You broke down from there, of course, and now you're doing inverse head and shoulders. So that should be pretty good. That should be pretty good. Sorry, guys. Sound is, yeah, sounds all right. Yeah, listen, you know, somebody said, sorry, guys, I haven't even gone. Let me just go do some shout outs. I did shout out Amzilla, my brother, Hugo Boss. Big up to you from the UK, Nottingham. We did, you know, Peter in the building, Mr. Gerard in the building as well. What's up, brother? Hope you're well. Yeah, this is very important, guys. So for anyone who's holding Reploy, good brother Peter has actually contacted the dev. Yeah, that was very nice. I mean, look, if you've got contact with them, I suggest we give them a platform, right? There's no harm in, you know, we don't charge for these things. So if you get in touch with them again, feel free to invite them to our channel, bro, because I think it'd be good for us to talk to the guys at Reploy and give them a platform to really, you know, explain what happened and big up the project. So that could be something quite nice. And of course, they're gonna reactivate their X Gold subscription. I spoke to the Albino Rado down. Yep, Crypto Talk. Okay, brilliant. If you invite them, if they can accept, I'll also attempt it as well. That will be amazing. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit frozen there. Arsenal to win the Champions League and the same day as Bitcoin. And it's Arsenal. Mate, Declan Rice. What was the saying? They burn some timber to cook the rice and serve it at the party or something crazy like that. And Arsenal fans are wild. Benu Baba, what is happening? Hope you're well. The big up the Patriot in the building, my brother. Orki, reserve rights, and Alpha. Yeah, Alpha is the new one that you texted me. So we'll look at those three as well. Do you think buying right now is good or waiting a couple of weeks from now? Kim, it's a very good question. So it really depends on your circumstances, right? First of all, the first question I ask myself is, should the market pump unexpectedly, am I okay with kind of buying back later? And that is, for most of us in this community, we're already allocated. So I guess that pressure is off, right? Secondly, if we're talking about DCA buying, again, that requires another set of skills. If you've got your USDT loaded in exchanges, there's no reason for you to deploy all of it. And I would say based on your own criteria of value, because again, the fear is palpable, right? Like people are scared. The normal answer now would be for me to tell you, do not buy anything, just sit tight and hold. But that's also not accurate. So the truth is somewhere in the middle. If personally, what I do is if there is a project that I want to have exposure to, I'd buy a little bit. So regardless of what it is, like for example, I was telling people to buy Toshi, and I've been screaming people, especially in my community, to buy Lofi. I've made videos on buying Lofi, went as low as $7 million. Today somebody came up to me and said, thank you. I've done 100% move on my money. And it does move like that. So it's a fantastic question, but it's one that I've rehearsed very, very well. And I know how I would do it mentally. My first and most important thing is normally it's project dependent, it's portfolio dependent, it's capital dependent. But let's assume you've got money on the sidelines tonight. I wouldn't buy today. A lot of cryptos are green. So the first answer is no, not today. The second answer would be see the market open on Monday, have a hit list. Sometimes I'm staggered as to why people don't have a project hit list. I really don't understand. And I can actually show you an example. And it's not even complicated, man. So the DCA money has to be planned. And look at this, right? Let me just. How can I blow this up? Okay, so I'm going to blow this up. So you'll see this. Let's go blow this up. Everybody has this technology in their computers. So I'm not really reinventing the wheel here. Only thing is, I need to magnify this. Anyway, how can I zoom in? Yo, this is so weird because it's such a helpful little thing for the community. Okay, I'm going to show you regardless. So stop sharing. And it's a great way of actually buying cryptos. So hang on a second, guys. Let me just go present, share screen. Yeah, let's do a whole window. All right. So this is not a this ain't a genius move, guys, but you're gonna love this because what you're seeing here is and I would announce all of these buys anyway, but look at my thinking here, guys. Very basic. This is no frills. Okay. There's no frills here. But what I've done is I've created a list of stuff that I want to DCA into and by how much. Okay. No one's going to show you this kind of information. I need a like at the very least, guys, because a lot of basic work goes into this. But look how simple this is. So I've put down Moonwell, Creo, Wire Studios, Bluefin, Lofi, Marvia, Cetus, Beam, AGI, Pepe Coin, Cubic, Scallop, and I've put a range of money that I want to throw into the market, right? You could see here. So if you go in with, say, $10,000, and of course, if I want to put in, say, 44,740, and I want to initially distribute $10,000, then what I will do is just minus it and then do a checklist, right? So my money is safe and secure. I have a target list over here, and out of that 44,740, I'm going to start DCAing 10K here. So what can I do here? I have 10K there, and then I've got projects and how much I want to buy them, right? So that is probably the most valuable way that I can think of, rather than tell you what to do. Luckily, the question sometimes fits what's on the table, what it is that I do, and I will share this strategy with the VIPs as well. But it's a beautiful way. It's hassle free. If I wanted to buy Casper, Tau, Sui, my top 3 large market caps, then what I will do is allocate that higher percentage of that. But this is purely 44,740 that is going to, high risk, high reward place, right? So thank you for the question, Andre. And I think that answers anybody who wants to DCA and how they should do it. I mean, everybody has notebook or notes on the Mac. One of the greatest application known to mankind. So yeah, that's a dumb way, smart way, the smartest way to do it. And there's, of course, dumb way to do it, which is get all your money and throw it into the market at once. Why would you do that? Okay, let me take a few more. ETH has an upgrade coming the 7th of May. Absolutely. And yeah, possibly that's another reason why I think ETH runs really, really hard. I think they're going to upgrade staking and a few other things as well. So gas fees and other elements of it. We talked about Hyperliquid. Carrot is legit. Oh man, I'm glad you're asking that, Marwan. So Carrot is legit. The only problem is the tokenomics are bad, market conditions are bad, and it has suffered immensely. The chart does look awful, but there was a token burn discussion with the DAO. So yeah, if that passes, then I need to check it. I haven't seen it in the last few days, but there was a talk of token burns, and they've got good partnerships. The likes of Disney and it's meant to be like Carrot Chain in partnership with Arbitrum, and there was also supposed to do like films and Hollywood and other things. So yeah, it's a pretty decent project, but buying it now really is, I think, the lows. Having said that, it is very risky. But yeah, check out my content. I think I'm one of the few who've made lots of content on Carrot. Miria and Marvia are fighting to the death at the bottom of the Champions League group. they are absolutely both bad performers. Having said that, I think Marvia still has their market makers, and today in the community we spoke about their tokenomics as well. So yeah, it's right now off the grid, like literally off chain in terms of what makes a good investment. It doesn't make sense to load up on those right now. The risk is way higher than the reward. That's why if your portfolio allows you, then I think it should be the way to look at it. What up, Ram? I hope you're doing well, brother. Good evening to you. Lovely to see you. Absolutely. And of course, my brother from Yorkshire, from a different mother, is Steve over there. And again, what happened to Maniki? Maniki is just like suffering from Solana meme coin syndrome. But they do have a ton of cash. I mean, they sponsor Sheffield United Football Club. So that could also be super interesting. All right. So anyway, guys, it is almost yeah, I could continue for another half an hour, but I think yeah, short, sharp, to the point. What is it? How long have we been on? 37 minutes. And yeah, let me know if you have any requests. Otherwise, let's do another live stream tomorrow. And big up to every single one of you. I just wanted to come on tonight and talk about what's happening with Ethereum, so most people can understand that one candle that went on. But listen, lots of love. It's a short stream, but I'm going to continue to bring these short streams as well for you guys. And I hope you take something away from each one of these shows, guys. So yeah, have a lovely Saturday night and happy Easter Sunday to every single one of you. Absolute legends. And sorry, this one was completely unscripted because I wanted to talk about Ethereum and whether it can do 20,000. Everything is on the cards, guys. So yeah. Anyway, wish you a great Saturday night and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Take care, guys.